Hello guys, today I'm going to be unboxing, installing, and testing a 44-inch Hampton Bay Hawkins 3 ceiling fan. This is the oiled bronze, rubbed bronze finish model, and we'll talk about price in a little bit, but I got this thing because I've been wanting a Hawkins for a while because it's a very nostalgic fan to me. And I'll talk more about that in a bit, but here are the claims that they say on the box. Here's the baloney about what size fan you should use. And here's the worthless CFM ratings. This says on this 3055 CFM, which I think is kind of below average for a 44-inch ceiling fan. This says yearly cost $10. What a bunch of cap. 2,293 CFM. That's very pitiful. I think that's also a bunch of cap. So, yeah. This also has some claims about quick installation, AccuArm, and quick install, which what they used on the Quick Connect and the Huntingtons in the 2000s. So this has two different finishes. It says espresso cherry and stable wood. And yes, I do have the kitchen light off for this video because if I turn it on, there's a glare there and it doesn't make a good video. So I'm just gonna leave the kitchen light off. Unfortunately, the kitchen light does not have a dimmer on it. And I'm not gonna put a dimmer on this because this is technically not my light. So just gonna have to deal with this, with the way this lighting is. Okay. So we are not ready to reveal you yet. Let's see, is it better if we have the light on? Oh, I'm gonna adjust the camera here just so we have a better angle of the box before I turn on any lights. Let's see. Okay, I need to adjust my leg here a little bit on my tripod. Okay. I think this right here might be what our best bet is. Let's see, can we zoom out a bit? I think this is what's gonna be the best. Let's see, can we have the light on? Okay, yeah, we can have the light on for this. Here's our instruction manual. Scan the QR code for step-in-step installation video. I think it's going to be the one by TEL. Here is the mounting bracket. And this looks like this is where it's going to have the date code. If it has it. The date says 10 of 25, so this is a 2025 model. And this is the one that has the Nylox on it, which I'm not really a huge fan of because they usually take too long of an installation process. Delicious. Here's the software bag. It just has some wire nuts and the pull fobs. Here is a DEL bulb by Longstar. I think that's the same ones these came with the Boston Harbor fans, and they were actually not that bad at all. Alright, here's the blades, and yep, these are kind of like the Huntington blades. Plastic's starting to disintegrate. Here's this finish, and then there's this finish. Okay, I do see another date code here of 11 of 25, so this is already 8 months old, and this plastic film is already degrading. So, yeah. But that's nice that they have the quick install. Here's the light. Okay, we have some flying software, but we do have the light. And the finish on here is actually doesn't look all that bad. Okay, here is, oh yeah, this is definitely a plastic shade. This is definitely plastic, so that means we can't use incandescent bulbs in here. You know what, I have mixed feelings about these shades. I can feel good about them not shattering when you drop them, but I'm not a fan of them because you can't use incandescent bulbs because the shade will melt. Here is the blade irons. And they look like they have, yep, they have AccuArm. And they do have quick install, so that's good. I suppose I should let you guys take a look at one of these. Okay. So these have grommets in here. And you have to, what you do is you would press the blade on like that, and then they're installed. Let's see, what's the pitch on these? The pitch on them is actually very respectable. And actually, finish on here looks quite nice. So, that's another thing that checks out on my list. And then we have the motor housing, which got some more disintegrating plastic film in here, which is good for the environment. I might have to use new grocery bags when I go to put this away in storage later. But the motor housing doesn't look too bad. And by the way, I think these clips here, you just twist and lock on the bracket, which might go well. I don't know if it'll go well with the wavy ceiling I have in my bedroom, though. That might be a problem. And lastly, we have the motor. The motor's actually fairly heavy for something like this. We got no pull chain? What? You gotta be kidding me. There is no pull chain. Well, alright. That's just wild. At least the bearings are quiet. Alright, you know what? I'm kind of losing it. Does the light kit have the... Is it a detachable switch housing? No, it is not. Aw, man. This is a scam. That stinks. Alright, well... Okay, well... Okay, looks like we have this wire here. It looks like it has some damage on the insulation. That's not good. Well, I was going to install this in the bedroom for a little bit. Well, I guess now that plan is canceled until I can find an appropriate capacitor for this. I don't know what size capacitors these take, but that stinks. That's a scam. Alright, well, I was going to do an installation video on this, and all on the same video, but nope, we got to add a repair part to this as well. We can't use a fan like this. Not in this state. With the pull chain being absent. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.